Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what really happens in the narcissistic relationship. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, the narcissistic relationship, you were a part of it, or you are a part of it, or maybe you're just on the channel getting the wisdom because you don't want to become a part of a narcissistic relationship. Point being, what really happens inside the narcissistic relationship, it's unfathomable. I'll tell you right now, you are taken so high, you are dropped so low, you are in the push-pull. It's almost as if you're on a spin cycle in a washing machine going around and around, or it's like you're on the middle of the ocean on a boat and there is no shore anywhere in sight and it's just you. There's so many examples and adjectives and explanations that I mentioned on the channel. This video is going to let you know. For those of you who have been in a narcissistic relationship, please drop comments below, share your wisdom with the community. For those of you who have just exited one, whether you were discarded or you left it on your own, either way, my heart goes out to you. But this should help you out along the healing path. And for those of you who have never experienced a toxic narcissistic relationship, my hope is you never enter one. All of these examples I'm sharing with you are very important because what really happens inside a narcissistic relationship, so much abuse, so much isolation, so much gaslighting, so many days wondering what's going on, so many hours at work when you're contemplating what is actually happening when you go home that evening after your shift is over, not knowing who will open the front door, Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, not knowing where your partner, i.e. the narcissist, is many times. Example, when they go away on alleged weekends for business, or when they stay late at work, or when they just disappear during the middle of the day and you have no idea what's going on. This is all on purpose, by the way. Remember, the narcissist, they do know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And they also know that the more you care about them and or the relationship, the more leverage they have against you. So another thing I need to share with you, the narcissist cannot fall in love. If you think they can, think again. The narcissist also does not have empathy. If you think they have empathy, think again. The narcissist cares about one person only, and it is not you, it's themselves. This is why when they know that they have you entrenched in the zombie-like, trance-like state, the narcissistic fog, where you are being devalued each and every day, week, month, year, decade. When you're there, you don't think that there's any hope in sight. You don't think that you can get out of this situation, but more importantly, you don't know how you got there. And you don't even know what you're doing because you're existing. You're not living, you are existing in this place called the narcissistic fog. And your resources are becoming decimated and depleted. Each and every day, I can assure you, your health took a hit. Your mental clarity took a hit. Your status took a hit. Your social network took a hit. Your finances took a hit. Your relationships got blown up left, right, and center. And you were trying your best to get back to the initial stage of that relationship, maybe the love bomb / euphoric stage. You never quite got back there, did you? No, you didn't. You maybe received a breadcrumb of fake love, fake hope, fake empathy, fake humanity for a day or two, a month, maybe even 3 days if you were fortunate. But then as soon as you were just settling in and saying, wow, my partner isn't that toxic, they're not that bad, but okay, I just had a great weekend. Monday morning would roll around, your phone's being blown up and you're being blamed for things you didn't do, or you did do, or you should have known, or you shouldn't have known. In other words, the narcissist cannot have a steady and or healthy or serene relationship. They need to implode and self-destruct these relationships. And along with the relationship, they want to implode and destroy you. I can assure you that's what they want to do. Now again, for those of you who have gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle, please share your wisdom, drop comments below. For those of you who have never been in a narcissistic relationship, consider yourself extremely fortunate, because if you haven't encountered one now and you're getting the wisdom, that is what many of us wished we could have done before we entered these relationships, but that's not what happened. That's why this channel was created, to educate people who do not even know that perhaps what a narcissistic relationship is. But getting back on track, what really happens in these narcissistic relationships, I'll tell you, what happens is you are being taken advantage of, you're being manipulated. You are literally isolated in your own house. You are being mistreated. you are experiencing the smear campaign. Yes, I do mean that. Many people think the smear campaign just is underway post-narcissistic ending of the relationship. That's not the case. The case is the smear campaign usually is underway once you move in with this individual, or you profess them, you love them, or you start a family, or you create a business, whatever you do, because now the narcissist knows that they have you. Let's take weddings, for example. If you married the narcissist, you know shortly thereafter, the wedding day, that's when you began to become devalued. And what happened in that relationship, I can assure you, it was challenging to say the least. Each and every day, you perhaps had intimacy withheld from you. You had financial abuse all around you, which means the narcissist was using your money most likely, or if the narcissist was the person with the money, they were withholding money from you. It goes both ways. So let's focus on that for a moment. If you were the person that was working and had a lot of resources or financial stability, the narcissist would be using your money and squirreling away parts of that or saving their money. And if the narcissist is the one with the money, they will act like they're going to do everything for you. Oh, quit your job. Everything's okay. I'll take care of you. Let's move halfway around the world. I'll get you your dream house, whatever you want. And then when you get there, none of that comes to fruition because now they have you isolated halfway around the world and you don't have a network around you. You don't even know what town or city or country you're located in, meaning you're not familiar with it. And now they have you right where they want you. And that's what the narcissist wants to do. They want to isolate individuals. They want individuals to become extensions of themselves. They want individuals to lose hope in themselves. They want individuals to believe in the false narrative of the mask. They want individuals to be around, to be a punching bag, a sounding board, to be someone to prop up the narcissist's fragile ego to the detriment of themselves. Remember what I'm sharing with you. The narcissist inside is full of anxiety. They are cowards, they're bullies, and they are absolutely frightened of being discovered. I can assure you that. They don't want anyone to ever figure out who they are. That's why they usually have the loudest voice in the room. Not always, but usually, or many times they'll have the loudest voice because they bully people into submission. Again, if you were in the relationship, you know what I'm talking about. How many times did the narcissist over-talk you? Exactly. They probably over-talked you hundreds of times a week, maybe even thousands of times a month, who knows? But every time you try to say something with them, like, hey, let's go have an intelligent adult conversation about the direction of the relationship. What would they do? Many times they'd say, oh, you're so insecure, just get over it. And what's the big deal? Or they would say, I don't have time for that. I've got to boil an egg. Or they would say, this again? Really? What's wrong with you? I only have to do this with you. No one else asks me to review my relationship. And then you think about this, and this is before you have the wisdom on the narcissistic abusive cycle, and you think, wow, is it just me? And you believe for a period of time it is just you, but guess what? It wasn't just you. They were gaslighting you. They were withholding affection. They were withholding their time. They were withholding anything that they had, let's put it like that. They withhold it, and then right when you're on the brink of discovering who they are, that's when they will give you a mini love bomb stage or a mini euphoric stage, or that's when they will change the topic or the direction of what you're trying to communicate. It is this throughout the body of the relationship, in the push-pull, the high-low, the roller coaster of emotions, as I mentioned. This is where you can never get your footing because you don't know what you're up against. You weren't taught this in school. And the only way to acquire the wisdom is by actually going through the narcissistic abusive cycle and coming out through the other side, rising through the ashes like a phoenix and entering the third version of you, the galvanized, most strongest version of you possible. Now, that's not to say if you haven't entered a narcissistic relationship that you can't get the wisdom. You can be book smart all you want. You can watch all the videos you want. You can read, you can journal, you can do whatever you need to do to educate yourself. And I strongly suggest you do that. However, keep this in mind. The narcissist comes at you in all different forms. Male, female, tall, short, different ethnicities, different skin colors, different languages. In essence, what the narcissist is, it's a pitch black spirit. It's an energy source that shapeshifts into different forms of human life. Yes, that is exactly what it is. You may think differently. You may think, no, the narcissist I know or knew, they were just one person and I've never encountered another individual even close to that. That may be true, but however, think about what I'm sharing with you. It's a dark source. It's an energy source. It is the exact polar opposite of you, the beautiful, bright, shining light who vibrates on such a high level. It is the narcissistic dark spirit that vibrates in the low quagmire vibrational state. That's why they want to capture your light for a period of time, which is what they do. And I will tell you right now, think about this if you want to. I'm not going to get all religious on you or anything. It's not what I do, but I'll share this. Think about the devil. If you believe in the devil or not, that's up to you. But picture what the devil looks like. Do you picture a person with like a pitchfork and a red face and maybe a goatee and some horns coming out of its head? That's probably what you picture, something like that. But that's not what how the devil appeared to you, was it? No, it wasn't. It was in the form of another human being, somebody that got you to put your guard down, someone who got you to believe in them, someone that had you trust them, someone that had you give to a fault, someone that was manipulating you the whole time, someone that looked at you as an opportunity, someone who knew what they would do to you, and they know what they are doing to other individuals right now. So what is it really like in the narcissistic relationship? It's topsy-turvy. It's something that a 15-minute video cannot even come close to doing it justice. But I will tell you, when you're in it, you can't see it. And many people around you will watch you when you're in these relationships. They will watch you from afar and ask you questions. Hey, are you all right? Looks like you're losing weight, or you're gaining weight, or you're not really as high-spirited as you used to be. You seem kind of down. Is everything okay? And what do you do usually? When you were in the relationship, you would say, oh, I'm fine, everything's good. What are you talking about? No, I've never been better. But you knew in the back of your mind you weren't doing well. It was that you couldn't identify what kind of relationship you were a part of, and also you didn't know you were in the narcissistic fog. You did not know you were being manipulated. You had no clue. So what did you do? You did what we all do. We defend the narcissistic relationship. We say, no, we're good, everything's fine. Everything's good, don't worry about it, I'll be good. And then what happens? That reinforces to the friend who was checking in on you that you are fine, even though in the back of their mind, they may know that you're not, but you're just saying you are, so they give you the benefit of the doubt. Then what happens? Down the road, you get discarded. And when you get discarded, that same friend may be saying to themselves, yeah, I knew something was wrong, but what's going on? And now that friend may not even be your friend anymore because of the smear campaign. That happens frequently, believe me when I tell you. But having said that, maybe that friend then is like, well, I knew something was wrong, and maybe they did check in on you. The odds of that are minimal, but it's a possibility. Point being, when you're in it, you can't see it. And when you can't see it, you can't identify it. And when you are walking around in the narcissistic fog, bouncing off walls, not knowing what is up or down, not having a moment to catch your breath, not having a moment to just be, you are existing, you are not living. And that is not a good thing. So what is it really like in the narcissistic relationship? It's unlike anything you've ever been a part of. And I can tell you this, the narcissistic relationship deteriorates over time. It does not improve. Why? I'll tell you why. Two reasons. One, the narcissist is aging like you are, but they are an aging narcissist, which means their games will get ramped up the older they get because they don't get the attention and or respect that they believe they deserved, that they probably had when they were younger. But number two, the reason why is because the narcissist, they know exactly what is going on and they can't change. They are working against you when you are in the relationship. They're not working with you, whether you got married or not. Remember, if you did get married, you thought that you were in a kind, loving, healthy, stable relationship headed in the same direction as the narcissist. That was what the appearance was meant to look like on the outside. The truth of the matter is the narcissist was trying to tear you down every single day, week, month, year, decade. And they succeeded for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. And honestly, they succeeded too post-narcissistic relationship until you got the wisdom and you were strong enough to break the trauma bond, the most challenging thing to break on the planet. Believe me when I tell you this, and I will stop saying believe me, I'm just gonna let you know that when you're in these relationships, your whole world turns on a dime. These relationships usually start rather quickly, they end quicker, and in the middle is a place called Devaluation Street, where you are a shell of yourself and you cannot identify what is wrong. You don't know because, again, you didn't have the education or the wisdom. And many times, even if you did get the education, you would be so deep in the trauma bond, you would be believing that the person that claimed they loved you and they can't love you, which is the narcissist, had your best interest at heart, but you can't wrap your head around that, and you believe that they are your lifeline. You believe that you can't live without them. That's what it's like. And these are not just words, these are real experiences. Believe me when I tell you, sorry to say that again, but what happens is when you're in these relationships, you cannot get a grip. You are on that boat floating in the ocean all by yourself. You are at work trying to figure out when you go home who will be there, Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. You can't function properly at work. You're probably all of your network, and you've lost all of your hobbies, and your network of friends is becoming decimated all around you. You just can't see it, because what happens when you go back home after work? Well, if the narcissist is in a good mood, then you put all of that ruminating or all that thinking about the relationship when you were supposed to be working on the job, you put it aside and you say, wait, oh, they're in a good mood today? This is fantastic. Okay, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good night. Great. And then what happens? You probably did have a good night that night. The next morning, what happens again? Narcissist is up before the crack of dawn, running around, doing anything they can do to stay away from you because they put you back in a place that you wanted to be. In other words, you had a fun night the night before. Maybe you went out to dinner, who knows what you did, but you were in a good space. So they got you back in line and now they disappeared again. Where did they go? Who knows? Probably to look for your replacement. But the point being is these relationships are toxic. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys.